Hello, 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 hello. Ooh, I am so excited to be here with all of you. For those of you who are new to my world, I am Andrea Donnelly, the Oracle of Enchantment, the keeper of the sacred songs of paradise, which is one of the really big energies that I channel. I am an ascension and a conscious wealth activator, spiritual business and life guide and advisor, and a healer. I do all kinds of different things, and it is a really big honor to be here with you on Friday, September 22nd of 2023. So, for those of you, I'm just making myself laugh right out of the gate. Um, those of you who have been in my world for a while, you know that I used to do a weekly channeled forecast, and then I tapered that down to once a month. But for the month of January, January, well, I guess I'll be doing it in January too. Although I am taking a break at the beginning of January, so it'll have to be later in the month. But anyway, I was recently guided for the month of December. Go back to doing them once a week because things are moving so fast, so beautifully. We are barreling. If any of you are familiar with the Ozzy Osbourne song Crazy Train, um, we are on a crazy cosmic train that is unstoppably rolling into the golden age. And the energy has been shifting very fast, very quickly. Oh, one of my cats just loudly corroborated that that is correct. Um, so I have a couple things for you. Those of you also who have followed me for a while know that I have been a clear channel since I was born. I have carried this gift through all lifetimes. Hi, Carol. I'm so glad that you are here representing the beautiful state of Missouri. And yeah, if you're joining, say hi. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And it's just yeah, it's a really big window of time that we're moving through. I have been seeing this window of time since I was born. Since I have memories as a baby, I've communicated clearly with my guides. I channeled, I have been doing some really beautiful, very powerful, very destined, very like me missions. Paula, my love, hello. Oh, I love that we have this energy of like we have Wisconsin in the house, we have Missouri in the house. This feels really good. I'm in Pennsylvania. There's something I like the way that that kind of like creates a little bit of like a triangle point of light. Love this. Anyway, um, okay, so I've been seeing this time that we're moving through since I have memories as a kid. I was being shown and told multiple times every day by my guides, literally since I have memories, about this window of time that we're going to be moving through. That there were reasons why I incarnated in this body, in this human experience through which I have moved, in all of the ways that I chose to come down to Earth right now. And the same is true of each of you. You are alive on Earth right now. Getting emotional as I'm about to say it. You are a champion and a hero. It's a very wild time to be alive. One of the things about the way that I channel, for those of you who don't know this about me, is that I experience psychic experience and channeling in like pretty much every way that a person can experience those things. And one of the big ways, of the many ways, is that I can feel things, and I can just feel so powerfully in that moment. And all of the energies that I channel like ran through me when I was saying that thing about how you are a champion. And even if this year, I've talked about this a bunch on the other ones, and I want to stay on track here and keep this pretty short and sweet for you guys, since we are at the end of the week. And you know, I could channel for hours and just talk it up, but I have a hard stop, and I also just want to really like keep this very like digestible, because I also know that even as I'm just talking, that because of the way that I channel, that just hearing me talk is a massive frequency shift. So just lean into it and just really enjoy it, and might be brought to tears in 10 more seconds. We'll just see. I often say about myself that I'm a known crier because of how beautiful I am able to just feel like people's growth and experiences and futures and the collective and all the things. Sometimes it moves me to fucking tears. Anyway, so just real quick before I go into the notes that I wrote down so that I would stay on super track and not get sidetracked by myself, um, is I channel the frequency of paradise. The energies of paradise are the energies of pleasure and joy and love and trust and celebration and beauty, youthfulness, vitality, sensuality, which is not a word that I say a lot, but the guides are like, say that one too. So paradise is a big frequency I channel. I channel the Galactic Federation. There are a lot of people who say that they channel the Galactic Federation, and I am not making judgments about what anyone else is or is not doing, but one of the things about what we are moving through this time that we are moving through is activating a level of discernment right now. There are a lot of people who talk about channeling. It's really important to be aware of when you listen to someone channel, especially as it relates to people who talk about channeling the Galactic Federation. Again, I'm not knocking what anyone else is out there doing. What I am saying is like, I am, right? I trust myself. You're here, you're listening to me because you trust me. One of my best friends who's a gifted oracle herself always says that when she tunes into my guides and who is like working with and for me on this lifetime, my star family, that she sees this like triangle of millions of star beings behind me who are both my guides, and also she always says like, here for the show of what I came here to do. So this is related to what we're entering right now, which is a big surrender. A bigger, even bigger, faster, better, be more beautiful surrender than anything that any of us have ever known before. If you know me, I am a wacky, wicked wild weirdo. I talk about it all the time. But it's like I'm ramping up, right? There are ways where I have withheld things that I would perhaps want to like do or share because even I felt like it was like not yet time or a little too weird or whatever. And it's like, it's time for all of us to literally just like blow the fucking roof off any ways that we are suppressing our light, suppressing our magic, judging ourselves, operating from a place of shame. And this is the big reason why I wanted to be here today. Was not just to turn your Friday afternoon into a jazzy musical, but, and this is related to what I was just saying about surrender, about loving yourself, about sharing the things about you that are fucking beautiful that no one else can do. Yeah, there might be somebody out there who does something kind of similar to you. But you are the only one alive anywhere in all of creation that was created by God to hold the sacred light that you were born to hold. And if you are with me here now listening, whether you're listening now or on the replay, if you tune into this 10 years or 100 years from now with listening in this way even exists then, you were meant to do something very profound for the collective. I'm so honored that you are here with us because what I'm here channeling right now is a very sacred call to action. I'm just going to read this because, like I said, I want to make sure I like really hit on all the things. Okay. It is, and I quote, time for you and for me and for all of us to handle our scandal. Handle your scandal, my sweet friend. I also cannot say that me or my guides coined that term. One of my friends from college said it a number of years ago. I don't know if she made it up herself, but it's fucking priceless. And my guides love it. And they often tell me when I'm not handling my scandal to handle my scandal. So listen, that's also for me to just let you know that I do not tell you to do anything that I do not call myself to. So handle your scandal and let your heart lead you forward, right? I'm just going to, just like I said, just keep on reading, which is a little bit different than how I sometimes do these. It's time to wake up and remember your truth. It's going to get harder and harder for those of you resisting. It's time to boldly remember your light and let it shine like a beacon of hope from your own heart in an unstoppable fashion that is beyond anything that you could ever imagine. We have no time but now. There's been a lot of talk about things like solar flares and frequency readings. And you know, if you're listening to this, that time is getting super fucking weird. It's like we're in that painting of the melting clocks by Dali, which is called The Persistence of Memory. That is definitely one of the most iconic surrealist paintings that exists, right? You probably know, if you don't know, just you can pop that in, The Persistence of Memory, or people often call it like melting clocks or melting watches. All right, so what I was shown was that this is what it feels like for everyone on Earth right now. I have been talking for a number of years about how as we move more into the golden age and into the energies of the new Earth, that there is a massive shift in the way that we relate to time. Time is a circle, it is not a line. We literally have nothing but the now moment, and that is why things have felt so different the past week, the past month, the past year. Think back to 2019. Was that 500 years ago? Was that 10 minutes ago? Was that yesterday? Is it tomorrow? That is the vibe of what we are moving into, which again is why I share that image of the Dali painting, The Persistence of Memory. That is our now. Being here in the now moment. And here is a specific way that I am being shown that this can impact you, and a little bit of an antidote. All right, let's say there's something you're putting off, okay? Don't make yourself wrong about it. We all do it, okay? I was just literally talking about the act of surrender and how I am often called to surrender more deeply myself. That's literally the theme of next year for me, as a matter of fact. Joyful, blissed out surrender, okay? So also, if you know what your word for next year is, if you're someone who gets into that, drop your word in the comments or in the notes in the replay. If you're listening to this on YouTube after the fact, I would love to know what you are diving all the way into as we move into 2024 and beyond. All right, so back to Mondrian. I'm sorry, I said Mondrian. I didn't mean him. Interesting. All right, perhaps I meant to look at some of his artwork later too. All right, so okay, so the Dali painting, the surrealism. Here are, let's say that there is something you're putting off, decision, a conversation, a transition, a goodbye, a hello. This might pertain to your physical human experience. It might relate to your career. It might relate to where you live. It might relate to activating your spiritual gifts, cultivating your psychic awareness, learning how to do something like do energy work or channel. Maybe it's about a hard conversation that you have. Maybe it's about a new way that you know that you have to end something that you loved, a friendship, a relationship, some area where you know that you're being called forward. All right. In the past, we might have been able to be like, oh, I know I have this thing that I need to do, but it's a little sticky, Oh, I know I need to wrap up, this thing, or resign from my job, or I don't pick up a new craft or a hobby, or set a new standard for myself as it relates to the way that I relate to my family or my job or my business or anything, right? Your body, the way that you eat. There's so many different ways, and you know what those things are that you're being called to more deeply meet yourself in that place of surrender. Okay. So in the past, we might have been able to be like, oh, okay, like I know that I have to like do X, Y, and Z, have this conversation with somebody, but I have another month to do it. Or, I can do that in the new year. I can do that tomorrow or what have you. You see what I'm saying? Okay. But then, because everything is essentially melting beautifully, it's almost like dissolving into the present moment. It's like, oh, I thought that I had an entire month to do X, Y, and Z, and holy moly, it's literally now in my face. Like, I cannot put it off anymore. Here it is in this moment. And that is what right now, and as we move through next year, is going to continue to feel like. We can't put off the things that we know we need to do for ourselves, whatever they are, no matter how much they might hurt in quotes, right? We can't manage other people's experience. We can't manage how they feel or react to things. And yeah, that doesn't mean, right, that we get to be jerks. Well, somebody might think you're a jerk. And can you be okay with that? Can you handle that? Right? It's about living in integrity with your own vibration, with your needs, with your soul's calling. So, as part of this, I'm also seeing images of millions of timelines literally converging and bumping into each other. As part of this thing of only having the now moment, there are also very many ways I have had a number of times in the past month where wacky things happened, where I knew that something was on my calendar for a certain day, and I woke up a few days, in one of the cases, a few days before something that I knew was on my calendar for a Monday. And I woke up on a Thursday and I got a reminder letting me know that I had this appointment. It was with one of my mentors, someone who works with, who helps hold me. Because we all got to do our work, right? That's like very, very real right now. And I woke up on a Thursday and I had an email from him being like, I can't wait to see you later. I'm like really excited about our call. I was like, what on God's green earth is happening? I know that this was on my calendar for Monday. I pulled my calendar up. There it was on both Thursday, and it was still on my calendar for Monday, which was super weird. Things like that have been happening over and over and over again. A couple of years ago, something was happening, which I talked about with you guys when I was doing one of my lives at the time, where I would pick my phone up, I would see what time it was. Let's say it said like 8 p.m. And then like an hour later, I would look at my phone again and it would say like 4 p.m. What is happening? It's like we're moving back and forth and and like time is just, and now it's like an even bigger version of that. Right? As we move into the frequency of love, as we move into the frequency of stewardship, joy, of restorative justice, of beauty and truth, which is what the new earth is about, the energies, whatever we want to call this. Call it the new earth. We could even call it the ancient old earth, right? Because like the truth is, this is the divine truth, whether we call it the golden age, the divine, moving into the divine, like whatever words we want to put to it. This is something that is happening. And it is very important for all of us to really own that. So what I saw then, so I was like, okay, I know it's feeling like that, right? So let's like lean into some ways that we can recommend to each of you. And I have about 1 more minute, so I'm going to just get this all out real fast. Is to really like lean into the idea of just, again, surrender. And it might kind of feel like you need to be a little bit of your own accountability partner, if that makes sense. Like just being like, all right, I know I have to do this thing. In the past, I might have put it off, but I'm just gonna like rip the band-aid off and do it. All right. That is the thing, because the more we can just keep that wild cosmic train moving that I was talking about earlier, right? The crazy, beautiful, vibrant intergalactic disco that we are barreling through the eye of the cosmic needle into something more beautiful than any of us could ever even envision. Although I've been seeing it per my guides since I was a kid. We're already in it. It's just unfolding now. We already did this. So yeah, all right. So it could feel literally like you wake up sometimes also as part of this thing of all the timelines bumping into each other. Like you're moving into a different reality. All right. Get all the supports that you possibly can. This is an urgent time for you to lean into loving yourself, cultivating your spiritual gifts, learning how to do things like energy medicine, energy work, healing, and literally whatever else, channeling, using light language, learning my modality. I am being shown that because of what is going to unfold next year, that is why I'm launching my light language certification program, which is way bigger than light language. It's energy work. It's so much bigger than that. And I'm going to talk about that more next week. But for now, it's just really important that you meet yourself in this place of awareness, that you were guided to me, to my words, to my wisdom, so that I could help you remember who you are. So a couple of real quick things, all right? I have space for 3 to 6 months of mentorship starting in the new year. If that feels exciting to you, please reach out to me. On a very, and that is, you know, of course, a big investment, but from a very different perspective. I also have an event next week, which is $88. It's 2 calls. It's a group highest timeline activation. I have all kinds of different ways, but if there is one thing that you do for yourself, I would jump into that in a heartbeat in a nanosecond. It's going to be recorded. My modality works just as well in a group as it does individually. And I would love for you to join me for that. It's going to be on 12/28, and there is a call on 12/29, which is an integration and Q&A. The links to everything will be in the bio. Please share this with anyone who you think would resonate. It's really important right now also that every single one of us who is a light worker, who is here, we start to really amplify our voice and our actions. If this brings you joy, if this resonates, if this inspires you, please pass this on. Friends, family, coworkers, whoever you think needs a dose of these good vibes. I love you so much. You can find everything at weareheretoremember.com or on my Instagram at cwitchery. Join my free Facebook group, The Wealthy Weirdo. I love you so much. I will see you on the 28th, and I will see you next week on my last live for the year. I love you so much, and so do all of my guides and yours. Bye-bye, honey. Have a good week.